we've now worked together. You now have the result all open now with the functionality. So what is it you find now, operationally or sales wise, that the system now offers you that you couldn't do before? Obviously, you touched on the COVID and the video conferencing elements.
Yeah, from an operational point of view, it's great to have one system that goes right through, and even with my limited knowledge, I can walk into most of our rooms and get the lights on and get the AV started, which is saying something. It must be very user friendly if I can do that. And having a similar, an identical setup through all our big meeting spaces, and we've got our cinema at Camera House as well, and having that familiarity of use and ease of use through the touchpad panels we've got, plus the ability for our AV manager to look at that remotely as well, is really fantastic for the team. The team does change, and we have team members moving around the business, so the more consistency we have with that, the better. We sort of did a root and branch review, and to many extent, we've got more AV than we probably would have done had we not been closed and had we not been part of the big project. We wouldn't have put quite as much of what we've put in. But in my view, from a client's point of view, we have a large part of just what we didn't have before in there, in terms of from the simple side to drop down projectors and drop down screens, to video cameras in 3 or 4 of the spaces that allows them to broadcast meetings to a wider Zoom or Teams or any type of audience that are offsite, is a great selling point.
Yep.
Not having there's obviously the ability for us to charge for those facilities, but more importantly, it's not a case of we can get that in for you. We've got it in place. We can show it working, and it's great functionality to have, as well as the ease of some of the simpler things which we probably didn't have, in terms of screen mirroring and projecting from a laptop straight up to a screen using some of the apps that we've got. So it's now that we're getting our heads around how it all works, it's very user friendly, it's very easy to explain, and it's very consistent in terms of its performance.
Fantastic. So obviously we're still doing the dotting the last I's and crossing the last T's for the system, and we hope to develop an ongoing relationship with you supporting. Is it beneficial to you, the fact that we can contact the site remotely and monitor the equipment and work with you in real time?
Yeah, hugely beneficial, because things do go wrong, or user error, or whatever it may be. So having that remote support and having that ability to be dialed in is absolutely crucial, and really one of a few, but one of the most important things for me, and one of the most important functionalities of the system, is that we have that. We're not trying to talk you through. You can quite often see if there is an issue or what the challenge is, and it much easier than having it explained by sometimes someone who's not as clued up in the system as perhaps you are.